Have you ever heard a sound that just doesn't belong? A noise that sends a shiver down your spine. For Julian and Nora, our town's resident teen detectives, that sound was a faint, ghostly chime. It echoed from a place everyone thought was silent. The old clock tower. For decades, its hands had been frozen, its bells quiet, but now, something was stirring within its stone walls. The townspeople whispered about ghosts, about time itself coming undone. But Julian and Nora, they didn't believe in ghosts. They believed in facts. One moonless night, armed with just their courage and a couple of flashlights, they decided to uncover the truth. The tower door, usually locked tight, creaked open with a gentle push. A spiral staircase, covered in a thick blanket of dust, wound its way up into the darkness. Every step they took seemed to echo in the vast, empty space around them. The air grew colder, and the chiming sound became clearer, more distinct. It wasn't just a random noise. It was a melody, a beautiful, haunting tune that seemed to pull them upward, deeper into the tower's heart. As they climbed, the moonlight streamed through the narrow windows, casting long, eerie shadows that danced on the walls. Julian, ever the cautious one, checked every corner, his flashlight beam cutting through the gloom. Nora, always the adventurer, was a few steps ahead, her ears tuned to the mysterious ringing. She pointed her light at the old wooden beams above, where cobwebs hung like forgotten chandeliers. They could hear the faint scuttling of unseen creatures and the wind whistling through cracks in the stone. It was the kind of place that would make most people turn and run. But for them, it was a puzzle just waiting to be solved. Finally, they reached the top of the staircase and found themselves in the bell. Giant, silent bells hung like sleeping giants. But the chiming wasn't coming from them. It was coming from a small, half-hidden door at the far end of the room. A warm, yellow light pulsed from underneath it. Exchanging a determined look, they pushed the door open and stepped into the clock room. The air was filled with the scent of oil and old wood, and the source of the sound was immediately obvious. In the center of the room, the massive, intricate gears of the clock were turning, slowly, rhythmically. The chiming mechanism, a complex web of levers and hammers, was alive and playing its forgotten song. On a workbench, they saw tools laid out neatly, tiny screwdrivers, polishing cloths, and a small can of oil. A worn leather-bound journal lay open, its pages filled with diagrams and handwritten notes. It was clear someone had been working here, meticulously bringing the ancient mechanism back to life. But who and why in secret? As Nora leaned in to get a closer look at the journal, a floorboard creaked behind them. They spun around, their hearts pounding in their chests. Standing in the shadows was a figure, silhouetted against the moonlight. Before they could even gasp, a gentle voice spoke from the darkness. "Don't scream!" The figure stepped into the light. It was Mr. Everett, the town's retired clockmaker, a kindly old man with eyes that twinkled like the stars outside. He wasn't a ghost or a villain. He was just a man with a passion. He explained that Founders' Day was approaching, the day the town celebrated its history. For years, he had missed the sound of the tower bells, the sound that had marked the hours of his own life. So, he decided to give the town a gift. He had been sneaking in every night for months, using his old skills to secretly repair and restore the clock, hoping to surprise everyone by having the bells ring out beautifully on the special day. Julian and Nora looked at each other, their fear replaced with awe and a shared smile. The mystery of the clock tower wasn't about ghosts. It was about dedication, memory, and a secret gift of love to the town. And they knew it was a secret worth keeping. Thanks so much for watching our story today. If you love a good mystery, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't want to miss our next adventure. See you next time.